It's been almost 5 full years since the Binding of Isaac, and we have since been inundated with a steady flow of roguelites of varying quality. Some have come close, but nothing has taken the throne yet. After so many years joining in with the boom and bust of each new big roguelite release, I can't help but feel now that the genre is stagnating around the unassailable monolithic presence of Afterbirth. The final nail in the coffin for me was Enter the Gungeon, a game with so much promise that when the inevitable crash came, I felt it harder than most. Enter the Gungeon grabs you hard. It's slick, charming, and addictive. I sunk 12 hours into it over a single weekend, and for that whole duration never once felt any burnout. Then, almost a week later, I went back for more, fully ready to sink another 10 or so hours into honing my skills. I was definitely getting better, but something was off. There was no spark, no compelling force pulling me through, letting me shrug off losses. The frustration began to settle in. What happened? Unlocking items isn't too difficult. You just have to down bosses and complete missions to get credits. With enough credits, you can buy new passives and guns to really add to the potential diversity of each run. But runs tend to yield similar item drops regardless, and interactions between passives and weapons are very limited. A lot of the fun of this genre is seeing builds grow in weird and unexpected ways. Gungeon doesn't really follow this formula. In an attempt to have some secret, subtle mechanics, the game has gimmicks like take no damage in a boss fight to get a health up, not picking up keys right away can secure a key in the shop, and taking no damage on the floor can increase money drops, and so on. Now, while these are interesting additions that give the game a bit more depth, they do nothing to improve the experience for people not willing to dive that deep into the hidden mechanics of the game. Instead, they add to the constant level of awkward difficulty that makes progress glacial. Momentum is crucial in this genre, especially since you're expected to have to face the same two floors a lot. Without the knowledge of these little esoteric tricks, it becomes very difficult to advance beyond the second floor or unlock the elements of the game infuriatingly blocked by heavy resource costs. To bypass the purgatory of the first floor, a second floor shortcut can be unlocked by giving an NPC more keys and money than you will likely have at that stage on any given run. Even if you aren't saving each and every resource for the potential shortcuts, the game is still tight enough with these drops that you will often find yourself unable to open chests or buy anything useful in the shops as it is. This constant resource crush turns runs into a tedious exercise in frugality and restraint. In a game like this, the last thing I would expect would be for you to have to pinch every penny and weigh every option. Risk reward is great. I love having to min-max here and there to get the best out of each floor, but this is it taken to an extreme that is wholly unenjoyable. Having to pass up every potential chance at an upgrade or new weapon just makes frustration more likely. It's totally possible to finish bosses with your vanilla build alone, but it's a total chore and slows the run to an excruciating crawl. Enter the Gungeon burned very bright for a very brief spell. Unfortunately, I can't picture myself ever playing it again. While it has its issues, my intense disinterest after the honeymoon period isn't the fault of the game alone. It's partly to do with the fact that the roguelite equivalent of World of Warcraft or Resident Evil 4 still looms large. I talk about this genre far too much on this channel, and Isaac will always be right there, influencing each and every experience. I think this will be my last roguelite for a while.